Hello, this is Dottie Berry. I'm excited tonight to sort of have people on for the first sneak peek of what I call Epic Connections. And we're going to just, kind of take you through things so that you can see the back office of what is called Epic TAPP. And Epic TAPP is the Total Assessment Personality Profile that enables you to discover the Epic code of somebody else. So I know that if you came on to this particular training tonight, you had a special link, and that link enabled you to actually discover your code. And then as you started to leave that page, a thank you box popped up. And when you clicked on that, it takes you to this actual webinar so that you can view it. So even if you want to view it later, you can. If you want to share that link with somebody, they can actually go and code themselves and then be taken right over where they can access the recording of this. So I thought about, I could show you a PowerPoint about what all something does and all about Epic Connections and discovering your Epic code, but there's nothing like actually showing it to you live and in person and how the tool actually works. But let me just say this, why Epic? Well, first of all, you're Epic. I mean, I really do truly believe that. When I was thinking about what really described people, I wanted people to get in touch with the fact that everybody in our world is epic, but we're put together in a little bit different way where our codes make us have just a little bit different mix. So in the Epic Connections coding, somebody's going to have where their P is first, their primary one. Somebody else is going to have where their I is first. Somebody else their C. So when you discover that, invariably people go, oh my goodness, this absolutely just nails me. So that's really exciting when that happens. So the purpose of it, though, really is not just for you to discover your own code. Let's just get right down to it. The biggest issues that come about are issues with communications. And we're not communicating with ourselves. We get ourselves. We're like wondering why other people don't get us, right? So the issues always are when we're having to deal with somebody else. And what happens is we think that they're hearing what we say. And the bottom line is they're not. They're simply not. You might have gold to give somebody, but if they can't hear what you're sharing about the value in the gold, to them it doesn't even exist. And really, when you look at it, and Tony Robbins says, let your prospect determine your presentation. That's a great saying. There's no doubt. I mean, Tony Robbins is fantastic. But people go, how do you do that? I mean, how do you actually implement that? Well, Epic TAPP, the tool, oh, that's Riley getting in down there. She kind of juggled it here. Epic TAPP, the tool, is actually enables you to do this, okay? So when you have Epic TAPP, the tool, it enables you to have a link that you send to somebody, and then that person is able to discover their Epic code. While they get a report, you also get a report. So without just continuing to explain some of the basics, let me just take you and show you. I'm going to show you several different examples of the ways in which we're using it, because that's what's really important. Help me see people say how I can actually use this. So let me just go ahead and screen share right here. Okay. So you should be able to see that right now, screen sharing. So here, what I've done is I've brought up several of these. Now, this one right here, if you can see this up here, it says discoveryourepiccode.com/online intro. That was the link for tonight, okay? Because this is the sneak peek. People haven't really seen this yet, okay? And I wanted you all to be some of the first to do it. I actually was in San Diego recently and did something for a great group of women. Melissa Rock, she's so amazing, fantastic realtor. I mean, she's just fantastic. And she has a women's entrepreneur group. And I spoke to them. I actually had the physical cards that I integrated in with the talk that I was doing. But at that time, I did not have the online ability it was being finished up. So I told them, as soon as we have this finished and we've done our testing, I'm going to give you the chance to get a link so that you can discover your own code and do a little training and take you through some things. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how this works. Now, you should have already experienced it, of course, but let's just go through it a minute. So when you have this and you actually take the cards, they move very easily. So I'm just going to move mine where actually, so you'll know my code. My code is EC and then I and the P, okay? Now, I will say that these two codes are right together. When I do half-day trainings, I actually do a deeper dive test that's coded on a certain number, and so I'm a 4343. I am very entrepreneurial, and that's why I really fall into that. I've been an entrepreneur for 35 years. I love freedom, adventure. Image is not the big thing for me, like what car, as long as it gets me from A to B, I'm quite happy with that. But there's so many things that are important to me, opportunity, spontaneity, taking action, those kind of things are really important to me. Now, in my friendships, the C is probably kind of comes more to the forefront because it's not so important for me to be the E person in my friendships. And then I have the I and then the P. But these are not that far away from here. It's not like these are in the teens, but I know you haven't had access to that yet. So kind of move away from that. But I do want to show you what happens when I go to submit. Okay. So right here, it's just going to say, congratulations on being curious about discovering your Epic code. So now we want to give you the report. So I've already done this once, but I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to say, Dottie testing live on online intro. And then I'm just going to put in my last name here. I'm going to put my email in. I'm going to confirm that email. And then I'm going to put in the phone number. Okay. So right there, I'm going to say, send me my Epic code. All right. So it's going to do that. So immediately, look at this. It puts it into the code that I just selected, moving so easily. And you can do this on your phone as well. So I've got a report here. It was told to you, you will get a report, and this is a $75 value. I mean, when you go do other types of personality profile reports, that's about what you're going to pay. So when you have this report, it gives all kinds of information about you. All right. Now, let's say you don't have time to read it right then. That's okay, because when you put your email in, and people do, they put in their best email and their phone number because they want to make sure they give the report. This is why this makes it really valuable. It's what I call the best relationship magnet, because you want to know about the other people. That's the real value, is knowing how they receive information. So if I click right now on the C, though, it takes me to all about me as a connector. All right. And then if I click on this, it's the intelligent, and this is professional. But if I start to go off there, watch what happens. A thank you box pops up. It doesn't just push me over to something and me sit there thinking, I thought I was taking a personality profiling here. How did I get over here? It simply says thank you. And, it lets you know that Epic Connections, our company, appreciates that you took the opportunity to discover your Epic code. The person or business who gifted you has some other information to share. So click here now. So when we click here now, then this is what's going to happen. It's going to go over now. I don't have this signed in, but it's going to go over here. And this is what you came to. All right. This told you that there's a webinar going on. And if I were to go ahead and click on this and sign into that, then that's how I actually get to see the webinar that we're on right this minute. Okay. So that's the type of thing that you can do, is if you're in a business where you need to introduce people to other information. Now, that might not be the case for you. You may be in a corporation and all you want to do is code people internally. You don't need to send them over to any other information. But let's say you're a corporation and you're interviewing people to come to work for your business. Well, in that case, you might want to, do their personality code, have them do that. It's going to send you a report about them. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But then you might want to send them something about your company, like the culture, the values, or whatever. So in that case, it's going to be helpful to send them over and let them see that.